This conference will now be recorded.
Hello. Good evening. Our session will start within another 5 minutes as we are waiting for some more participants. Thank you. Hello, good evening. We would like to start our session, and before that, I would like to know from one or some 5 or 10 members of you, what is the status of your education, or what is your preference of getting into the C programming. So I would start up with Mr. Yoganandam. Can you tell about yourself and your preferences of getting into C languages, and what is your uh,
Hi everyone, I am Yogananda. I have 4 plus years experience of performance testing in LoadRunner. Now I am converting to C language development. That's why I am joining this session.
okay, Mr. Yoganandam, how familiar you are with C languages?
I don't know C language side,
Okay,
but
what is
basic
your
knowledge mm,
education profile?
MCA.
MCA, but you would have done C language in your curriculum itself, no?
Yes, I have basic knowledge that is statements at the same time, loop statements and arrays and linked list. This type of what is that is basic details. What is the array? Array is
Mm-hmm.
collection of data elements, but I don't know in developing side, programming side.
Okay. Okay, we'll be getting into the awareness of C only through this. Since it's a short course time, we'll be getting
Yeah,
through, yeah, we'll be getting into the scratch, and we'll be landing to take up a programming level of C. Okay, that is the advanced programming into C. We'll be landing
yeah,
at that point by this course.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
So
okay. Thank you.
you can mute yourself. Yoganandam, you can mute yourself. Sanita, can you huh? Oh. Um Miss Jennifer, can you brief about yourself? How your experience, past experience with C? Are you familiar with C or so?
Hi, good morning. I'm from Canada, so it's morning here. For me, it is everything is new, so I'm just learning right now. My past experience was into technical support. I was working in India previously with Tech Mahindra, and right now, after coming to Canada, I wanted to jump into IT, so I'm starting myself from the scratch. So that's my
Um,
experience.
okay. Are you familiar with computer programming?
As of now, I'm familiar with HTML and a little bit of performance testing. I'm with the Isha training courses. So, yeah, I thought I will also enroll into it so that I will gain some additional knowledge on the same.
Okay. Are you familiar with C language programming?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Thank you. Can you mute yourself?
Thank you.
Bye. Um, Mr. Manoj, can you brief about yourself? Mr. Manoj, are you available? Okay. Mr. Robert? Can you brief about yourself?
Hey, this is Robert here. So, I've done my BCA. I just graduated last year, and the reason why I enrolled to this course is that it's because from the beginning I've been having a lot of problem learning programming. I don't know, it doesn't get into my mind. So,
Hmm.
just out of curiosity and just to to brush up all my basics and also to learn more in depth. The reason why I'm enrolled to this course is because yeah.
Good. This program is definitely planned and designed for you type of people to get in from scratch without knowing C or programming what it is, and get to the C, and then we can, so that we can further go into programming languages. So it will be definitely helping you, and so I request you to be with this session till end, so that you will take up good grip in the what is the requirement of programming, at least what is programming and how it should be done. Our plan to designing this programming is to get answers to this particularly. So we have taken C language since it is a primitive language and easy to learn. That is why we have taken C programming language to know what is programming. So thank you. You mute yourself. So,
Sure, thank you.
and so Miss Rupa, can you brief about yourself? Miss Rupa, are you available?
Yeah, hi. Good evening to all. So I'm from US. I have worked into the performance engineering side almost more than 10 years. Of course, I was old student from the Isha, uh, and C and the Java I learned quite long back, at more than 5 to 6 years back actually. So I just thought of brushing myself.
Yes, ma'am. We may require your help in the due course of the this course when we continue. So you can give your valuable feedbacks, how helpful this course is to you. So like that, it will be helpful for us to make ourselves the better and serving this teaching profession in a better way, and we can mold us also. So your experience can be helpful for us also, and finally we can deliver to who this session is better required also, better way, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
um, and so now uh, Robert, what you see the usage of programming? Hello, Robert.
Huh. Yes, sir.
I believe that everybody is able to hear Robert, and if not, you can confirm your non-audibility of Robert.
Hello,
Yes, Robert,
am I audible?
can you tell? Yes, yes, you are audible, Robert. You tell me what is the importance of programming in this computer world.
Well,
Today's session, before that, I'd like to tell that today's session mostly it will be interactive. I believe that interactions in the first session or 2 3 sessions will be helpful to get oriented with the C language. What is the importance of this language, and where this C programming will be helpful, since the world has much moved forward from C. Yes, if you know, then C++ has come, then .NET has come, now C# has come, and parallelly Java is also being developed, and there is lot of advance. Now recently we can know that Python is also being developed. So where is the help required to for using the C instructions or C compilers in this computer world? That is what where we will be starting the sessions and move slowly into C requirements. Though though the uh, we have this, we have framed, uh, these are the main topics which we'll be covering you in this course, like starting with introduction to programming, programming languages, and C programs. We'll be starting with the programs, simple C program, and then getting into the operators, data types, where to use C compilers. So before that, we will be concentrating on purpose of programming, where this C will be helpful. And so, Robert, can you start?
Well, according to me, sir, I believe that programming is necessary in order to communicate with a computer or a device. So, in today's world, most of the devices are programmed in order to communicate with each other. So, I kind of believe that programming is necessary, for communications.
Yes. Uh, yeah, thank you. Um, Ms. Prashanti Chintala, can you continue? Ms. Prashanti Chintala?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Yes,
Can
sir.
you, can
Present I
you,
am traveling.
hello,
Hello.
Prashanti Chintala?
Actually, network issue, sir. I am in traveling actually. My voice is
Okay, okay.
audible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can mute, please. Uh, Ms. Vijay, Mr. Vijay, are you available?
Yeah, hi. I'm
Yes.
available. I was speaking on mute actually.
Yes, Vijay. Can you can you tell us the importance of C programming and or otherwise programming languages in this computer world?
Yeah, importance of C programming is that it's I could say it's a building block for every software engineer who is a developer, which is to proceed with the programming things. That's uh, as we are seeing nowadays, every all the world is becoming automotive and artificial intelligence and much more actually. So all those things to do, it is actually required to get a knowledge on them, and one or the other programming languages. This C programming is the main actually starting of a language where from this particular language only other object-oriented programming languages are evolved. So
Yes.
I think it's
Thank.
basic language that we all should learn. But anyway, just to be introduced about myself, currently I'm working in a performance testing, and I would like to explore little more with the knowledge whatever I'm having with this particular session. And also I'm a current member from the Isha Training Solutions. I'm joining for some one or other courses frequently.
Where are you working?
I'm working in TCS
As a
as a
in which
software
platform?
as a performance tester.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. And
yeah, thanks.
thank you. You can mute yourself.
Yeah,
We all know that computer can understand binary digits, ones and zeros. Then how this C programming can help us? That is that. Do you have these type of questions? You can ask now. Mr. Madhu, can you tell your perspective?
Uh, Sir, I don't anything about on that C. So basically, I'm from that non-IT. So
Okay, fine.
I enrolled
Yeah,
here for that. I want to learn C language.
yeah. This course will be definitely helpful for you people.
Yeah, sure,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. Miss Kirti, do you have any questions? Miss Kirti, are you available? Do any of you are having questions like what is C programming and like basic levels? When when computer can operate on only binary digits, then how this C programming is going to interact with the computer? Do you have any questions like that? Basic questions? Yeah, we'll be getting starting with the uh, what is the purpose of programming. These computers work in the format of input, process, and output. We all know the basic building block of a computer, what it is. It works with input and it processes on input and gives an output, isn't it? And so whenever there are certain cases where input is also not required, simply process will be happening and output will be giving. Like our we can say our digital clock, where there is no uh, input to the digital clock, only output only. It will be displaying the time. Suppose if we are having an input, say set alarm, then there is an input to the that piece of computer. Everything we can say is a computer, from starting from calculator to digital clock to whatever we see the computer, that is personal computer. So these are all computers only, since wherever computation is happening, we can call it as a computer. So in the case of digital clock, it is yeah, when a program is getting started, it will continuously run in a loop till we interrupt it. When an interruption is coming to set an alarm, that is an input we are giving to the digital clock, where we will be setting the alarm. And one more interrupt is to set the time, initial time of our local time or US time, we can set it. And there are advancement in that. Like we are seeing C program, C++, we see a digital clock starting from a basic clock to the, we can say we can have two clocks which we can parallelly display the Indian time or US time, and we can proceed like that. So how this digital clock will understand what our interaction with that with them. Um, like digital clock is run with a set of one set of program, that is one pro. Mr. Siddharth, can you mute? Mr. Siddharth Sugla. Um, yeah. Uh, when we switch on the digital clock, a program will start to run in the background, which we will not be aware of it, but a digital program will be running in the background, where when we switch on it, it will be starting from one point and it will be continues to run till we switch it off. Or and when there is an interrupt taking place, that is, if a digital clock is accepting any interrupt, then the buttons are available. Through buttons in the digital clock only, we can interact with the digital clock program. Whenever we are interacting with the digital clock, it is nothing but we are interacting with that digital clock program only. Its digital clock is nothing but a computer program running. But for as a consumer, we will be seeing it as a only clock, but background it is a program. And so when we switch it on, it will be starting to from a, from a node point, it will be running, start to run. And when we want an alarm, then we will be interacting it and we'll be setting it, and parallelly a program to monitor that what is the time, and when the digital clock needs to pop you out or alert you out, it will be raising some sort of sound that will be generated when suppose we are setting a time now 8:30, then it will be keep monitoring, then internally a software interrupt will be raised. Initially through hardware interrupt, we will be getting input, we will be giving an input to the that program to saying that 8:30 we need an alarm. And so internally when 8:30 is time, the digital clock reaches, a software interrupt will be generated, which will disturb the flow of that time flow. Though we parallelly this has to run, it has to be, this is some sort of a thread type of structures, we can say, in a very complicated way. And yes, sound will be generated for a brief time, a software interrupt will be happening, and then a sound will be generated. So do you have any doubts in this point of view? Mr. Krishna, you can ask if you have any doubts in this brief introduction what a programming is. Mr. Prakash, Mr. Rami Reddy, Miss Sandhya. Hello. Do you have any doubts in this? Hello, Miss Jennifer.
Yeah, no, it's good. Thank you.
Okay. Um, and so, do you understand what I have told you? What I told in the session?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Okay. And so we can take our smartphone also to be a background. Some program is running, and when we switch it on, there's some program is running. The side buttons, the volume up button, volume down buttons, these are hardware interrupts. And internally there are many applications are running, and so we'll not get into the complications of that. As a C programming, we'll be concentrating only a simple program starting stages. Okay, so slowly we'll be going into how this C programming struct, that is various arithmetic operators or otherwise various facilities are which are provided, various keywords, these things and all will be slowly coming across. And so next um, so what is the C language? What is C language? Why a language is required? Why we can be previously how programming was done? Uh, if any of you were familiar with microcontroller programming, then we'll be able to know that programming previously was done with assembly level language. Assembly level programming is nothing but we'll be having a instruction sets which internally will be decoded by the, it's nothing but it is an encoded form of ones and zeros. Suppose uh, suppose if I say I'm sharing a notepad now. In this notepad, we'll be seeing it. Suppose in the computer, these are the
So,
digits.
sorry,
These are the
sorry, I'm
digits.
interrupting.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, you can tell.
sorry, I'm interrupting, but I believe programming is nothing but mathematics.
No, math. It's not about mathematics. There are many
It's not.
things. It's
It's not
it's
exactly.
in it mathematics. Since here we have logical operations also involved. Program is a mostly a logical operations. Practically, I mean to say, practically we are applying it, that is why we have in the computer or any processing unit ALU, arithmetic logic unit. It is arithmetic, that is what you are telling, mathematics, and then logic is also. So you know a processor, if you come across a processor is nothing but input which will be giving to ALU, arithmetic logic unit. That is, we can say, we can, if we say a processor is nothing but an arithmetic logic unit with a set of memory built in also. Okay, output. And so arithmetic logic inputs can access the memory, that there are varieties of memory like primary memory or secondary memory. Primary memory is RAM and secondary memory is hard disk. And so this is the arithmetic logic unit is basically the processor, we can to say. And so processor is operating on arithmetics as well as logics. Understood now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so this computer can understand ones in only in the binary formats like ones and zeros. And so initial stages the programming was somewhere like, we can, if you are taken an 8-bit processor, now we are going for 64-bit processors. but 8-bit processors like digital clocks and all, 8-bit processor is a sufficient. Okay, and 8-bit processors, like each one, each like 0000000 has one
Sorry to
meaning.
interrupt. Are you sharing your notepad? We cannot see your notepad.
Okay, are you able to see it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so now I'll repeat it. The computer can understand binary languages, and then we are going for input. The processor, what is processor? I mean to say, we have an input, and then ALU, and ALU will is nothing but an arithmetic logic unit. The combination of arithmetic operations and logic operation is nothing but a processor. Okay, we will not go what is ALU, how it is ALU is built. That is nothing but a computer architecture, and if you are aware of computer architecture, we can go in depth into that. Okay, like uh, and then it will have bitwise operators also. ALU is nothing but a combination of arithmetic, logic units, and then bitwise operators, and then output. And so basically, if we say 8-bit digit, this uh, all hexagon zeros will have one meaning, and then 000 and then 001 will have one meaning. What is when a computer is reading the arithmetic, ALU is reading this this value, it will do one operation. If it is reading 000 and then 1111, it will do one another operation. That is, it will take it will take some value from, say for example only I'm telling, you need not take it for granted. And it will this meaning, this one will indicate that it needs to do add operation. It needs to do add operation across two registers. Okay, and this, in simple format, we will be saying this as 0f. This is hexagon way of indicating the program that is we will be writing. That is, this is nothing but an we can say it has to be the assembly language programming. These are all primitive to C language programming. Primitive in the sense basic primitive. Not, I mean to say there could be a many languages like basic language. I mean to say very low level language of programming. We say C is an high level language of programming, while I'm saying a low level of language of programming where assembly language programming is involved. And so this 0AF means one instruction to the computer, say addition of two digits from across two memory. Okay, the memory is also referenced. Memory is referenced as A, B, C, and so it depends upon the what processor we are using it. Okay, this assembly language programming is, that is why it is processor dependent, while C languages to certain extent only processor level dependent. And so low level languages are processor dependent, and there are many conditions which are involved in that. While high level languages, we are independent of processors to certain extent. That is where the dependency comes is the level of addition. That is how many digits we can add, how many after multiplying how many digits we can display digits. So those things are limits are controlled, but we need not depend upon the what is the processor background it is existing, whether it is 80x 8086 processor or 82686 processor, or it need be an Intel processor, that is 8086 means Intel processors, or otherwise it is any other processors. the program is not dependent upon the processors, while it is dependent upon the only the inputs and outputs. Our basic inputs are keyboard, mouse, and monitor as the basic output for understanding the C language programming. Okay. uh, and so do you have any doubts till now, so that we can move forward?
No.
Mr. Ramkoti, do you have any doubts till now? Mr. Ramkoti? Mr. Yoganandan?
No doubts.
Thank you. And are you clear with this explanation?
Yeah, really good.
Thank
I
you. And so we
have understood that one.
okay. And so we have now seen if we don't have C language programming, how the language programming was existing, isn't it? This is how the operations will be happening. Like, first of all, I'll put a flow chart, small flow chart in assembly language programming, how the interactions will be happening in the processes, so that we can better understand when we use the instruction sets in the C language programming. That is, first initially we will be pushing the if we need, if we are intention is to do an addition operation, for example, in the assembly language programming, then we require 2 digits, say two variables, we require. Say for example, first variable will be something, but we have to understand whether it is A or B. But we have to first we have to take the first variable as A will be for 10, we'll be pushing to the memory A. This operation we have to do first.
Uh, Sorry for the interruption. Please share your
Yeah, yeah,
screen.
yeah. Yes, yes. Yes. First we will be pushing the alpha value 10 to memory A, and then we will be pushing 20 to memory B, and then we will do add operation. For pushing to memory A and B, we need to write program that will be, for example, AB. This is Excel language, that is assembly level language programming. If you still further decode it, it is nothing but for A it is 1010, and for B it is 1011. Okay. And so pushing the variable 2, it may be like AC. We can take it like that. And so we need to do an add operation. And what is that add operation is nothing but we can say AD, and then we need to store that into some memory. For that we will be saying it as AE. That is, it will store in the memory. This result will be stored in the memory C, and then we have to display this data also. For that, for example, we'll have 07. When computer reads this data, it will display, say, in some LEDs. 7 segment LEDs or 19 segment. You will be seeing in the railway stations and all what displays are running, like calculator, we can say some digits are there, that is 7 segment displays. If you see calculator, some lines will be there. And so through that, when 7 is when this ALU is reading this 7, then it will display this memory C into the LED display. This is what will happen. And so in C language, we'll be having instruction sets which are understandable. This, if you see this, what is AE, we will not able to understand. What is AC will not be able to understand. What is AB will not be able to understand. Everybody cannot understand. One who is familiar with this processor, one, what is processor, what is instruction sets available in the processor, this is a big thing, and one is familiar with that only can understand to interact with the 8086 processor or any processor. And these instruction sets are not common for every processor. It depends upon the manufacturer, and even within the processor manufacturer it can be varying. Like if you say Intel, it will be one, and for AMD it will be one set of instruction sets. And so we need, as a human being, for a programming field, for generic programmers, whatever the programming is, this high level language is important. That is why when this programming, high level language programming, has come into market, the programmers have developed. Otherwise, if you see, before those people, before this type of high level language people, the programmers were very less. Okay, when these programming languages were developed, the market, you are seeing it now, how many people are becoming programmers. Everybody, most of the people are preferring to get into IT field, since these programming languages made this simple to handle the computer. And so we are moving forward. People have thought that C language is tough, and so they develop C++. So people have seen that C++ is tough for everybody to use, and so it has come to C sharp. Okay, and so if you see C sharp, and so it is been made much easier. That is how now people are, programmers are become more. If you see in 2000 or 1980s, C programmers were existing, and we not come across many people. Now if you see, our neighbors are software engineers, since these high level languages programming were made simpler. Okay, and so uh, now you understand from where to where we have landed now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. uh, so now we'll be seeing a sample program. I'll now type it. You can see how readability is increased. Okay,
Okay.
so now for this thing, what we will do is, you see, this is much readable. These are the instruction sets which we will be carrying out in C to meet this requirement, at least this requirement. So this is not readable. What is AB, what is AC, what is happening inside, only people who are having stuff with that processor can only understand. Now if you see, we are telling A is equal to 10, we are telling B is equal to 20, and then we are creating one variable additionally, so that we are planning here. Basically we are planning our requirement when this processing is happening, that is A plus B. So when A plus B is happening, a new digit is generated, new value is generated. When we do addition over A variable and B variable, a new value is generated. And so that whenever new value is generated, we have to store somewhere, so that a old data is not corrupted or deleted. And so we are putting this new value in a new variable C. Okay, and so this from here we have landed to this area. And so this is the purpose of high level language programming. Okay, and so C basically will have uh, see, basically, we'll be using coming across to use this arithmetic operators. There are many operators. We have seen operations are done inside that, and so these are incremental operators, logical operators, and then bitwise operators, assignment operators. These are all addition. Basically, these all are developed in ALU processors, arithmetic logic unit, and then processing unit. That is arithmetics and logical operations. If we still further go down, what is ALU? It is everything is done in only addition. Every operations are done basically in background over addition only. That is why it is called as arithmetic. If you need to do subtraction also, the background addition only will be happening. If you do multiplication also, background only addition only will be happening. Otherwise, other operations are addition, first one, and then logic. Logic like lesser than or greater than or lesser than or equal to, like this. Otherwise, not equal to, and then otherwise we can do certain processes may give bitwise operators, bit level operations. That is, we are having in a memory 101, like for example in a memory A we are having 1010. If we need to inverse this data as 0101, then bitwise operations are involved. So if we need to do anything, addition, the processor addition will be happening, logic will be happening, and then bitwise operations are happening. And so when we come to this case, these all operations background will be operated in that only, but internally there will be some functions running background. Okay, those functions what are to be run in the background, we need to intimate to the compiler what we are using. And so we will be adding a inclusion here so that computer can understand what all basically the computer requires, that is a compiler requires. That is, we are telling the compiler that in front I'm going to use these things, and so I'm including a standard IOH. These are all standard operations when standard input and outputs to be developed in the program, then this is to be done. So these are minimum requirement for any C language. Okay, and then from where I should start? I should start basically in a C program. We'll be going in more detail over these things.
Hi, sir. I have one question. Shall I ask you?
Yeah, I'll finish it now. I'll hand over it to you. Okay,
Okay.
and so
Yeah.
uh, and so we need to start the program from some point, and so from where this location we have to start that point. Okay, as I told you, digital clock, when we switch on the digital clock, it has to start from one point in the program. So where I should start, that is where main comes into picture. So from main, whenever main is the default start point for the compiler, when main is detected, then the subsequent statements are executed in the C language. Okay, and so you can ask me now.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So actually, probably not, sir. Like while we are running, writing a program in not in LoadRunner, where we are doing a performance testing, LoadRunner tool. So there we'll be writing the C programming only. But let's say, for example, that you have shown for addition of two variables, we might not be using, we will not be using stdio.h only as input stdio.h.
Yeah,
But
I'm
we
not
were
aware of that. That it depends upon the compiler. It may be depend. I'm not familiar with what is load runner is. It depends upon the
okay,
compiler. Compiler,
okay,
what we have to do. If you see it for C, basically this is there, and it depends upon the compiler what inclusions you need to do. Okay.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
If
fine.
you go to,
Like,
if
mhm.
we are moving to C sharp or VB.net or .net, see the things are different there. Okay, and so now I will request you people to understand one thing in languages, that you can mute now. uh, Languages are, these C languages are similar to our verbal languages. Okay, and so now we will be starting from alphabets, and so we'll be slowly moving. What are these braces means? What are these braces means? What is this semicolon means? What is this statement int means? Okay, and so as as we know that languages, English language contains vowels and consonants. We here have alphabet digits which are, which we can include in the C languages. All the alphabets can be included, whether it is whether it is uppercase or smaller case. While in the keywords and all, we cannot use uppercases. Instructions or keywords, we cannot use the uppercases. Functions, predefined functions. We need to know what is predefined functions and all will come later. And so A to Z we can use, and then in numerics A to 1 to 9 and 0 we can use, and all the special in characters which are available in keyboard, standard keyboards, we can use, like apostrophe, at, plus, dollar. These things we can use, including these are we can use in the C compilers. Okay, these are the basic alphabets and consonants which will be coming up using it. And we'll be moving to words, word formation, then how to use the uh, these things to word. That is, we have predefined keywords like add. uh, we have predefined keywords which we can tell it as like int, double. These are predefined words which computer can understand. We call it as keywords. So these are the words which computer can understand, which are built with the alphabets and numerics which are permitted to use in this compiler, C compiler. So we have roughly 38 to 32 keywords. Standard C compiler, turbo compilers use 32 keywords. That is nothing but words built out of alphabets and numerics. And so some more I'll show you now how to cut, case, if, while, short, long. These are the only, there are like this 32 words will be there. Only these words computer can understand. So we can't include more than these things. If we include more than these things, then it will tell that I'm not able to understand you. So we, when we need to interact with this computer, then we also need to know what computer can understand. Since we are learning the C language programming, while computer is already learned, the compiler is already know what is C language is. So we our responsibility to learn C compiler. That means we need to only learn those words. Okay.
Okay.
Mm. And so using we'll be using words to paragraph. We'll be converting words to paragraph. And so these keywords are converted into instructions. So it is our knowledge, our skills which are required to convert these keywords to instructions. Okay, suppose if you are writing C is equal to A plus B before year, this is wrong. Okay, we have to write after defining C is equal to A plus B. So it is us, and so instructions in a C language program, always within the functions, the instructions will be executed sequentially from top to bottom, and so top to bottom the execution will happen. So we need to know that computer is learning, is reading the things from top to bottom. If you see in an Arabic language, from right to left it will be read, while in English language from left to right it will be read, and so in C language from top to bottom it will be read. And so we need to interact with the program, with the compiler, from top to bottom. What is your execution requirements, how you need to how you are instructing the C compiler is from top to bottom. So you're telling you do this job first, and then you do this job, then you do this job, and then you do this job. So it is, we are only orienting the C compiler that you have to compile this statement like this and give me the output. So this is how the C language is basically structured. And so further, tomorrow we will be little bit moving forward with the allow program, and then before that, to allow program, we'll be seeing more into constants and variables. What is constants and variables? That is, these are required for doing arithmetics. That is, we need to understand what is the memory architectures. Basically it will be looking like, so that our program will be executed within the limits of a computer, our computer, whatever we do, since any computer will have its own limitations. And so with that, within that limitations only we have to work. If we are having an 8-bit register as memory, then it can work within that 8-bit values only. So we'll be discussing some points on that, so that at least we'll be able to start hello world program tomorrow, or at least otherwise day after tomorrow, that is on Friday, otherwise on Monday. Okay, our next session will be on Friday, and we hope that, I hope that we will be able to start hello world program on that day, otherwise on Monday. Thank you. If you have any doubts you can ask.
So don't we have a class tomorrow? Then?
Yeah, we will not be having a class tomorrow. We'll be having it on. Our sessions will be
Friday.
going on alternative days except Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, it will be alternative days.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Oh, thank you.
And so, do you have
Sir,
any?
are we gonna use any compiler to execute our programs?
Yes, we'll be. I'll be using Turbo C plus C compilers.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, so it's the initial stage, no. So I'll be showing our C compiler. I'll be sharing my desktop for that at that time. Your good name?
Robert. This is Robert.
Yes, yes, yeah. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Shall we close the session?
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye. You can leave your feedback in the group so that we can read it. Okay? It will be helping us. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.